ask Sam Barefoot to come up and lead us in prayer.
Thanks, President. Let us pray. Our Father, we come to you today with grateful hearts, and we can hear the excitement in the room. Thank you for that. We thank you for the opportunities that lie ahead of us. We thank you for the opportunities to fellowship, the opportunities to join one another and enjoy the food. We thank you for that. And we're also reminded of fellow Rotarians that are going through strife right now in their lives, and we ask that we'll continue to remember them and be with them. And we're also opportunities of new births that we have in our club. We thank you for that, new life. And we give you the praise and glory for all these things. We thank you for our district governor and assistant and for what they mean to us, the leadership, and help us to certainly put our self aside and service above all. And we ask that we do that each and every day. And it's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
So join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, with Nancy Woods' Fine Hell, let's sing All Hail to Rotary.
Peirce with us today.
Thank you. I know we have, Doug, you have a guest again.
Yes, I'd like to introduce Brian Stiers. This is the second time here, and he is a candidate to become a member.
I'll encourage while we're here, before we get to it now, any other guests? I'm sorry. Oh, you Jason's got a guest.
This is my daughter, Edwin.
Potential number is 2042. Okay. Anybody else on that? My apologies. I'll say this before we get to announcements. If you haven't, and I tried to do better about this, snap a picture at some point of the club or a selfie or however you want to do it. And check in on Facebook and tag the club. I see Tony Nicole giving me what it's like, but if you're familiar with Facebook or anything, do try and check in. And now Don's talking about me too. All right, a couple announcements coming up. One of the things we want to have in here is that we had said we would do and make sure everybody's aware of. Board was able to meet last week in our monthly meeting and make some decisions. You'll see all of the votes that were taken here in the bulletin, so I'll let you read through those. A lot of cool opportunities and sponsorships that we're doing. So just to keep everybody abreast of the situation, these are the things that were approved as far as sponsorships and events coming up from the last board meeting. So we appreciate everybody that could be a part of that. I'll also point out, Party at the Park coming up October 3rd. So I know it seems like a far time away, but there's not all that much time as far as meetings go. Make plans to attend for October 3rd for Party at the Park. And then sign-ups. Membership Summit. I'll give $1, even though I don't have it on me, to anybody who can tell me when the membership summit is? Mary Jane. Tomorrow. All right. I owe Mary Jane $1, so somebody bill me for it. I'll bend it. That's what I'll do. All right. Membership summit's tomorrow in Sedgefield, and then the foundation banquet. Still would love to have a couple of people go to that. So I'm gonna pass this around for sign-ups. All right. Announcements. Wayne.
CCM is having its annual casino night. I have 6 tickets that are normally $50 a piece. Today only, they're $25 if you're sitting today. 6 tickets for $25 a piece.
Are they looking for sponsors as well, Wayne?
Wayne, what is it?
November 1.
Are they looking for sponsors for casino night as well?
I'm sure they are.
Okay. All right. Somebody else had a hand up. Tony.
We'd like to remind everyone that this weekend is the big bargain treasure sale at Memorial Church. And these flyers are on the table. If you'd like, we'd really appreciate it if you would take those back to your offices and make sure all your employees and coworkers are aware of it, and even your neighbors, because we have a ton of merchandise, a lot of good things that people can get a great deal of. So, thank you.
Very cool. Bargain Truckers this weekend at Memorial. I had seen another hand as well. Other announcements. No other announcements? Okay. All right. That's all I have. All right. Next, Candace, are you ready?
All right, we have 41 cards left. We collected $82 today. There is $1,038 in the pot available, so that would be split $519.
Pull a good one, Jay.
All right, we'll read it. All right, our last 3 numbers, 576.
576.
I would like to give everybody an update on Roger Bryant.
Yeah, please.
And it's with Roger's permission. A lot of you know that Roger had a chronic leukemia. Unfortunately, it's turned into an aggressive lymphoma, which is called Richter syndrome. It's about 10 or 15% of people with chronic leukemia will do that. He will be on leave of absence and on treatment. He's getting an IV infusion of chemotherapy today. He'll be getting those about once a month. He is at home. He actually feels better. He was having a lot of abdominal and back pain, and that's better. His appetite's terrible. He's lost a lot of weight. His attitude's great. We hope he'll do well. You know, it's if he can get through this, then he might could go with some immunotherapy, and who knows? I mean, you know, it's not good, and he's aware of it. He probably shouldn't have any visitors, but a card or a call, or he doesn't text well, but he emails good. So Roger's a good guy. He loves Rotary. He loves this community. We love him, and we're happy to do it.
Yeah. There are, and I appreciate that. There are other members, again, with health issues and things that some of us are aware of, or family members that are not doing well, or family members they've lost. So if you're aware of those, just keep folks in your thoughts and prayers. And sometimes it's not our story to share, and sometimes it is. So if you're aware of those, just keep people in your thoughts and prayers. one of the coolest things about our club is how well everybody gets together and comes as a community to support each other. So just let's do that for one. There was another, you just made me think of another announcement. Now I can't think of what it was. So I think that. All right. Before we get on to our guests and presentation for the day, it's time for Name That Tune. So last week, I put everybody on the spot on a Would You Rather. This week, I'm going to put you on the spot for Name That Tune. Now, I'm really bad because my MacBook is so old that you can't put files onto it. So you're going to have to sing the lyrics if you don't guess it right. Does that make sense? All right, I won't make you do that. All right, so you can shout it out, you can sing it, you can do whatever, but everybody's got to name that tune. Everybody got it? Yes? Okay. Did they give us all unsweetened tea with like no caffeine or something? Okay. All right, first one. Read it or sing it or whatever.
My girl. My girl.
There you go. Oh, wow. They don't get easier from here. That's what's sad. Does anybody want to call it out what it is? My Girl by Temptations. Perfect. All right. Getting a little progressively difficult here.
Bruce Springsteen.
Who said it? Michael.
Born in the USA.
All right. I didn't hear anybody jump to sing it. Nobody wants to sing it out? Give us your best boss impression. Yeah. I love the boss. All right. No. The gambler's like Kenny Rogers. That's correct. Everybody remembers that one, right? Okay. Don't want me seeing that. This one's that much harder. You have to be kind of a certain group to understand this. Exceptionally untalented group of musicians. From New York in the 70s. 70s, 80s. Rockaway Beach by the Ramones. So fun story. So I'll give you a quick background. Fun story. At Carolina, I was missing a music credit of all things since I was a music major, and one of the courses open was like the history of rock and roll, and so I took it. And one of the things I learned is that when the Ramones got started, none of them could play a single instrument whatsoever, but a music producer went up, and I guess literally found them on the street and said, "Do you know how to play guitar?" And they said, "No." And he said, "Okay, here's a guitar, like just make noise." And they started the Ramones because they wanted something so far against the grain that they were like, "Yeah, play this, play that, play this, put your fingers here." And if you listen, there's about 4 different chords, and they're all the same in every song, and very similar progressions. But that's how the Ramones got started. So you're welcome for that history lesson. All right.
And just going around and just sit it back.
Gosh, this one should not be that hard. Nobody's taking off clothes now.
Yes.
Yes. Kiss. Yes. Kiss. Rock and roll all night. Wow, one of the most like famous songs in rock and roll history. So, all right. Anybody? The last one, the one in purple. We're gonna have to like have a history of rock lesson in this group now. Touch of Grey by the Grateful Dead. so next time I'm gonna figure out how to put music to it because I'm really sad about that. All right, I would like to at this point, since everybody's so energized by that, and I'm disappointed.
Real quick,
Yeah, let's do it. Next time I'll just tell dry jokes instead. All right, I'm gonna at this point, it's my pleasure to call up Assistant Governor Edwin Owen, who's gonna introduce our program for the day.
So good afternoon. Yeah, he's right, this crowd is a little relaxed. Before I introduce our district governor though, I would also, along with that, our other guest, which is our district governor-elect, like to have Mark stand up, and Mark Brandon, who is our governor that you will see next year. So, with that, it's my pleasure to introduce our district governor this year. Ron was actually born in Rocky Mount, and he lived there up until the time he went off to college, and which was Gardner Webb. He received a degree in religious education and became a licensed minister and a part-time youth pastor for churches in Solace City, and then another community that's just down 109 from here, down in Denton. From this, he moved into the corporate world and started information technology training and working with network administration. He ended up starting his own company, and that is Trinity Solutions. In 2010, after doing a lot of business networking, he joined the Guilford Rotary Club and wanted to give back to the community, in which he immediately was given the position of Interact Chair, working with Western Guilford. He also received Rotarian of the Year in 2010 and spent several years working in various positions, including club president during 2018-19 and moving on into assistant governor for Area 11. He is a Paul Harris Fellow, a Paul Harris Society member, and a supporter of Polio Plus Promise Initiative. He serves on various committees over the years, both in the club, district, and zone, and trying to reach people with his message about Rotary. Ron has been married for 20 years with his wife, Wendy. They have what they call the mini Brady Bunch, which consists of 3 boys and 1 girl. The two boys are married, and they also have 2 grandkids now. Along with, he's very involved with animal rescue, and his additional family includes 12 cats and 3 dogs. So those are considered his other kids that he has. With that, I would like to introduce our district governor, Ron Peirce.
One, right? One pot, right? Okay, everybody's like, yeah. I love the fact that it turned out to me the party just looked like that. And it's like, great, okay. They are like that, all right. A lot of people I always get the strangest looks when someone says, yeah, they have 12 cats and 3 dogs. I call it a farm. That's what it is. Every morning I have chores, just like everybody else, to take care of all those animals. And I currently, that's why I work. You know, you support your kids, I got 15 kids that I have to support as well. So it is something we've done. We had about 3 years where we were part of a rescue. And we partnered with a vet in Greensboro, Sheep's Pet Clinic. And so we had over, I think the last count we had was like 104 cats and kittens that came through our house that we took care of and fostered until they were able to be adopted. So, and then the newest member of the family is named Dakota. He just literally, he was in the middle of the road. He is a husky. And Wendy, being Wendy, stopped to try to get him off the road. And he just jumped in the car and said, "Hi, Mom." This is how we get 3 dogs and 12 cats. So we did everything we could to find the owners. No owners to be found. So
That is that. So yesterday was not a good day for Dakota. He lost his trouble nuggets, and so he wasn't as perky as he was normally in the last few days. So, all right, talk about what's going on in the district and what we're doing. We had the board meeting. You know, that's part of what we do. District Governor Mark and I are going around to different clubs, and when we sit down in the board meeting, the last couple of meetings we've had is very different than this club. You know, not all clubs are like this club, and some clubs struggle a little bit. And when we get to sit down into a board meeting with you guys, it's kind of like it's a breath of fresh air. It's just like, this is how Rotary's supposed to be done. You guys are kind of like the poster children for what a great Rotary club looks like. You guys are in the community. You've got diversity in the club. You're constantly trying to help people. You're constantly bringing people in. You're doing what the district would love to do, right? Which is basically clone you. So if we could clone you and have it all throughout, we would do it, and we would be very happy to do it. One of the things that we've kind of strived for, and David's talking about, is that this year we've been trying to help clubs to understand that you guys are a family. And I definitely heard it when we were talking about one of the members who's currently struggling with lymphoma. If any of you guys got sick, if somebody in this club got sick, how many of you would be willing to like help them out in some way? Right? That's what family does, right? Okay. That's what we've been trying to share with everybody, is that a Rotary Club is basically a big family. You know, you take care of each other's needs, and then there's times where you don't fight, but you have discussions about how things should be done. And then you just listen to Kim, and Kim tells you what you're supposed to do. I pick on Kim. I love Kim to death. Kim and I have been working together for years in the district level, so she knows I won't pick on her. But it's what part of being a family is, okay? And we're trying to get the other clubs to understand this as well, that we work together. One of the things that we've been working with all the presidents is that everybody comes to Rotary for basically 3 reasons. Okay, and I'm just going to do a show of hands here with this. So the first reason most people join a Rotary Club is because of the fun and friendship. They knew somebody in the club and they wanted to learn and have other friends. If that was you, raise your hand. Okay. Second reason that most people join a Rotary Club is to give back to the community. It was an opportunity that they could serve others and help others. If that was you, raise your hand. Yeah. Third reason is that you're in a business that it's good to meet other business people and do networking and to build those kind of relationships. So if that was you, raise your hand. And if y'all had a combination of one of those two, raise your hand. Yeah, that's basically everybody. All right, that's the deal. That's why I would say that was about 95% of the people in the room. And then there's always little other things like leadership opportunities and perks like that. That's why people join. Here's the thing. How many people in here, when someone leaves the club, that they send this big, huge announcement to everybody that says they are no longer going to attend? Has anybody ever seen that? Nobody does. Most of the time, people just kind of disappear. And then it's like, well, where's so-and-so? I haven't seen so-and-so in a long time. Where did they go? And next thing you know, you find out, oh, they haven't been a member of the club for 4 or 5 years. What? I thought, yeah, well, they just dropped. They disappeared. People do that, but they don't want to ever tell you. And if you confront them and ask them, why did you leave a Rotary Club? Here's what they're going to tell you. I don't have the time, life's gotten too busy, I've got too much going on, or well, money's a little tight right now. These are the reasons that people tell you they're not going to be part of your club. Can we be honest and have a real truthful conversation here? Here's the reality. Whenever you see something in regard to why somebody left, it's not because usually of those reasons. In the South, that's what we'll say, because we don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, right? We don't want to hurt them. That's not bad. In the North, they'll just tell you in your face. you know, here's your problem, deal with it. But here we won't do that. But in reality, what we find is that when somebody leaves a club, it's because we didn't meet their needs. We didn't do what they needed for us to do in order for them to enjoy the club experience. You guys are one of the best at it. But if you came for one of those three reasons, that's what you expect to get from the club. And if you don't get that, you're going to find somewhere else to go. What we've told people is that clubs that have membership problems, it's not membership that's a problem. That's a symptom. The actual problem is because there's just no passion going on in the club anymore. It's boring. Matter of fact, that was one of the things that we put to everybody this year in the district. No boring meetings. Okay? I don't know about you, but I cannot stand to sit at a table and somebody just drive me to tears. So most of you are looking and going, when you shut up? Yeah, I understand. I understand. I need you to understand. But if you're not meeting those needs, if you're not giving people the opportunity to have fun and get to know each other, if you're not having an opportunity to have fun, like name that tune, I knew like at least 4 of those. And Mark and I were like competing against each other on that. Which, by the way, just so you know, name that tune is probably going to be one of the games we play at district conference. So just letting you know that. So
Right.
You're good because you may be hosting it. All right. But if we're not providing for those people, they're not going to come. They're not going to have passion. Let me throw this out there and change the angle a little bit because you guys don't really have an issue with membership. But let me tell you about this. How many of you have invited people and they have not come to this club meeting? Why? Why do you think they don't come? Throw it out there. Interactive session.
Not a rhetorical question.
Not a rhetorical question. Why do you think they won't come?
They're not sure they'll fit in.
They're not sure they'll fit in. Okay, what else?
They don't want to commit.
It's a time issue. What else? Anything? Okay. Those are great. Those are perfect answers. How many of you have seen those same people have a hobby or something that they do whenever and every chance they get? I kid Mark. Mark loves golf. Okay? Mark will do golf. It's 30 degrees outside. His hands are going to freeze to the club. He will be on the course. Okay? Mark has a passion for golf. Those same people have got passions. What they're not connecting is that what their passion for is they don't see that Rotary is going to meet that need. So they're not going to connect to it. They don't see how it fits in their life. So they're not going to do it. Because whenever you invite somebody to Rotary, whether you know it or not, inside their head they're listening to their favorite radio station. WIIFM. What's in it for me? See, that's what they're listening to. So when you invite someone to come to this meeting, their brain's going, what's in it for me? And if they answer that question with boring speaker, won't know anybody, not sure about the time, is it even worth it? Then they come up with excuses about not coming. So when you invite somebody to Rotary, let me tweak it a little bit for you. Do this, say this. You know, I'm part of Rotary, and I enjoy it. Most people come to Rotary for 3 reasons. Either to meet new people, to get back to the community, or business networking. If I was to invite you to Rotary to come with me, which of those 3 would fit you? And then wait. Because if they go to none of them, they're not probably going to come. But if they go, well, I'd like getting back to the community. Oh, great. And then invite them to an event where you give back to the community. Oh, I like fun and friendship. Then great. Invite them to an event that's primarily fun and friendship. Same with business networking. This is what will get people to connect. And I've got because they have an idea of what a Rotary Club is. Their idea of a Rotary Club is that it is male, pale, stale, frail, and then their dads. Okay? That's a Rotary Club. Okay? And they are not sure why you're in it. You don't fit that qualification. So you got to value something else, something different. And one of the things we were talking about from a membership standpoint is that you've got to constantly invite people. If you get them here one time, get them to come back again, invite them again, and invite them again, 2, 3 times, 4 times, so they get the full experience. And then they understand what you're dealing with, what you've got. You guys are incredible. I would think that when people come and experience you guys, they're just like, oh my gosh, I gotta be part of this. This is where I need to be. And this is what we're trying to do throughout the district, is what you guys are doing. I mean, again, if we could clone you, we would, because you're great. I will tell you something that we've been told from Rotary on High, and that is the current president of Rotary, her name is Stephanie Urchik. She is from Pittsburgh. Okay? In November, she's coming here to our foundation banquet. So Kim's passing the sign up. You want to meet a real Rotary president? She's responsible for all 1.4 million of us. Okay? I would say this is a good thing to go to. Okay? You want to go to this. But she tasked every district around the world with this one thing. She wants every district to increase the number of family members by 100 at the end of the year, net. So if you started with 2,400 people in your district, she wants you to end with 2,500 people in your district. Year before last was the best year we ever had when we brought new family members into the district, and that was 44. Last year we lost 61. And she wants us to grow by 100. So we cannot do what we have always done and expect that to happen. We need you guys to invite the people who should be in this club. And I'm just going to put it like this. How many of you know somebody who's a Rotarian in heart? They just aren't part of the club yet. Okay? That's who you invite. And just tell them, look, you don't know it yet, but I guarantee you come with me, you're going to be in the right place. And just invite them. But that's what our goal is. And how well we on our goal? I think, Mark, the last time I looked, we've added 28 new family members to the district out of that 100. So again, you guys are doing it right. All we can do is just ask for you to keep doing it. The last thing I'm going to throw out to you is I know that you guys do in May the Kentucky Derby Party, and that is one of your biggest fundraisers. And wouldn't you know it, that District Conference has to be right smack on the same weekend as the Kentucky Derby Party. I apologize. It was not my planning or doing. It was who we tried to get to where we're going, and they said it's the only weekend available. So I'm sorry. If you're doing the Kentucky Derby, please do the Kentucky Derby. If for some reason you're not doing the Kentucky Derby, we want you at District Conference. And we're doing it somewhere new. We're doing it in Cherokee, North Carolina. We're going to be at Harrah's Casino and Resort. And we have got a lot planned that week for you. And we just want you there. And if you are going to be there, I have a poker chip for you. And this poker chip will allow you to get a free something when you get there, or possibly register for a extremely nice prize that might look similar to what's up here. We can't guarantee anything at the moment, but it could mount on the wall, it could be lit up, and it could do things like that. Okay? So if you want a poker chip, I have 4, and I will give you one of these poker chips you take with you to the casino. Cherokee, you can't use it in the casino, it's not that. But I'm just letting you know it's here. You just gotta come up to me and say, I'll be be there, Ryan, we'll see you. The other thing that we will say is that we are planning a kids conference at the same time. So if you got kids that are going to be like from like 6 to 12, 13 years of age, they're going to have their own little section and doing their own thing. And it's going to be, if you've ever been on a cruise and the cruise area for the kids, it's going to be the exact same thing. So it's going to be a complete family experience. You don't have to leave mom and dad at home. All right. And that, I turn it over. Good 3 minutes to whatever you got. Go to.
You can stay standing. So a couple things. Let's have one more round of applause for our guests. I did fail to mention on Zoom we've got Makiba Gregg and Tommy Hodges. So hi Tommy, hi Makiba, thanks for joining us. I will say this, District Governor Ron, I'm very happy to have you here this year because last time that I was president, I think Chris Justice came to visit. Chris did a great job. However, I was 2 weeks removed from ACL replacement. So I'm trying to hobble around and carry stuff and things like that. So second time around was much more relaxed than being on crutches and like a full leg brace and everything. So I think that's good luck for the year. And as always, I appreciate everybody's input, but I'm so disappointed to name that tune. Oh my gosh. I'm going to bring in like a musicology or something for everybody. I don't know if that's a word, but.
Why the music came down? Yeah, that would help.
I was absolutely relying on you to lead the singing, Don, and so I couldn't get it queued up. Right, I will. We'll do better. I'm failure all around. All right, if you will, we're about to go out and do things in this community, or go to work, or go home and take care of kids, or go visit loved ones or sick ones, or something that's going to be what we're driven or called to do for the rest of the afternoon. So not just for them, but until we meet again, as we come in contact with all those people, let's ask ourselves these things. First, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?